Humans Are Cute and Terrifying Part 2. Please check the link in the comments for Part 1. And then, one terrible day, we were suddenly attacked by a strange and deadly force from the center of the galaxy. It happened so fast that we didn't even realize what was happening. It turned out that an extremely militaristic and xenophobic civilization had developed a replicator probe to conquer the outer regions. These machines were specifically designed to reproduce themselves from any material they could find and destroy all intelligent life in the galaxy except their creators. We tried to negotiate with this hostile race, and they simply ignored us. We offered them resources, technologies, planets, anything to stop this madness, but they wouldn't even give us a chance to surrender. They considered themselves the perfect life form, the pinnacle of creation, and wanted only one thing: to remain the only sapiens in the entire universe. Our lines of defense fell one after another. Our forces were pushed back and defeated without the slightest effort. We were doing everything we could to keep them away from inhabited worlds, but we didn't stand a chance. This all-destroying force was a universal weapon, the ultimate in military craftsmanship. Our best scientists had no idea even how to reproduce the machines, let alone surpass, and then they attacked Huxley VI. Not long ago, we decided to give our human friends the technology for FTL travel. They quickly found a suitable planet and began to establish their very first colony. Of course, the word suitable was an exaggeration. By our standards, it was literally hell itself, but humans for some reason were happy to settle there. It was their bastion among the stars. We tried to warn them of the impending threat, but our lines of communication were cut. The deadly machines swarmed onto the planet and wiped out every last inhabitant. The events that have followed are to this day beyond our comprehension. Immediately after the incident on Huxley VI, an entire fleet of spaceships built on our technology moved from Terra towards the front lines. We have no idea why it was built or who they were up against. Apparently, even with the advent of the space age, their nations couldn't find common ground and were preparing for another internecine war, just in case. Without reducing their FTL speed, they began dropping nuclear missiles and detonating them close to the targets. The Doppler effect caused the electromagnetic radiation to compress, burning up all the electronics ahead. Yes, humans had nukes on their spacecraft, and yes, we warned them how dangerous it could be. Nuclear explosives were often used in mining and terraforming, but they were always built on site. Transporting them on ships was strictly forbidden. We also couldn't understand why humans needed so many rather crude terraforming tools, and why their design looked so similar to the other weapons they used before entering the space age. The radiation trick, however, turned out to be extremely effective. Soon our allies defeated the probes and broke through the front lines. The most disturbing part started when they got to the aggressors' home system. One can only wonder why they refused to stop, even when the race that attacked us gave up resisting. The creators kept trying to communicate, but Terra's ships rejected all incoming transmissions. Now their home planet is a radioactive desert. The entire species is considered completely extinct. The humans sent us a formal apology for using our technology without our knowledge and promised not to act without our permission in the future. They also gave us most of their space fleet and told us that from this day forward, our people would never go through such horrors again. Later we asked their ambassadors what was really happening in that system. Was such over-the-top cruelty really necessary? They looked at us as if they were looking at children. They just reminded us of ourselves.